Hey everybody, happy Friday Eve to you once again. How are you? I hope everybody is having a spectacular week. And you know I love to call Thursday Friday Eve. Welcome to the Cooks and Books Show with your host Adrian Young. I have two dynamic guests for you this evening. We're going to have a great time. For those who know, I want to keep you abreast of the vote party that will be taking place at none other than Mexican Village. Next Thursday from 4 to 8, we'll be having our vote party there. So if you got time and you want to get knowledge on the importance of voting, especially with our African American and Brown communities, please join us next Thursday at 4 o'clock at the Mexican Village restaurant located on Bagley. Again, welcome to the Cooks and Books Show. My name is Adrian Young. It's good to see you. I hope everybody's having a great week. I am having a great week, and you know, being a full-time school teacher, I'm very happy because I've only got one day left that I can take it easy. So a shout out to all the teachers who feel like, oh, Mondays, you get your week started off and it's a reality check. But Thursdays make you feel real good because you know that your week is coming to an end. So let's talk about my first guest who was a mentor, a big sister. We met several years ago. She's awesome. She knows the ins and out of publishing a book. She's wrote a book. She's helped others to pursue their careers as authors and writers. Let me read her bio real quick. Yolanda M. Johnson Bryant, also known as That Literary Lady, is an author, professional writer, professional speaker, radio and media host, entrepreneur, Toastmaster, brander, and marketer, geek, and proud grandmother. She is the CEO of Bryant Consulting, and she is currently working on her next titles in her Tommy Lane Christian Fiction Thriller series, the Lina's Adventure series, and That Literary Lady Knows series. So without further ado, everybody, please give it up for the one and only Yolanda M. Johnson Bryant. Yolanda.
Hey, Adra, how are you doing?
Hey, superstar. Thank you for being a phone guest on my show today. How's it going? And don't make me jealous because I know the weather has got to be absolutely beautiful in North Carolina.
I have to tell you, it's up and down. It starts out cold in the morning, then ends up at 80, and I'm loving it.
I just bet you do. Now, guess what we're getting a little bit of here in Michigan? We're getting a taste.
No.
We're getting a taste of Michigan, that Indian summer.
Oh, okay,
and we got to
that's
take
nice,
it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, my hometown of Denver, it's snowing, so.
Whoa. Did you say snowing?
Snowing, but this is not unusual, so.
Look, let me ask you this before we get into the interview with you. Is it cold snow, or is it just because it snows, it comes down?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, but
Whoa.
Denver is known to snow. It can snow as early as September, or it can snow as late as June in Denver. So it's just that type of state.
You've got to get out of here with that. I don't think I could make it in Denver, not with these bones, Yolanda. Oh, my goodness. So let's get into what's going on, what's not going on with you, because you've been in the literary business. I know when I met you, it was over 10 years. So what is it more like, 15 years now?
Yeah, actually, I've been in it for over 20, but I think you and I have known each other probably that long.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And the power of positivity, sisterhood, and social media, we've been able to keep afloat and still communicate. I remember last February, actually, 2014, that you had me on your show.
Yeah, and I hope to have you again on there soon.
Yes, ma'am. Let me know. But let's get into you. Okay, you've been helping other people. I know that you even helped me several years ago. And I see that you now write Christian fiction. So let's talk about that a little bit.
It's not considered Christian fiction. You know, I'm going to be truthful. I picked my own genre because I refuse to be put in a box. But everything that I write about is about women. But this particular series is a Christian fiction thriller series. And somebody asked me, how do you put Christian and thriller in the same sentence? Well, I'm sorry, people in the church get killed. They do bad things. You know, they're greedy and they rape people. They do things. So I just picked my own genre and said Christian thriller series. It's not Christian fiction like you would see, like Tyora Moody and Rhonda McKnight. It's just my thing that I made up.
It's nothing wrong with that, and get the brand in it and letting it go and go with the flow.
Right.
But as to, I don't know why people would be so, how can I say this without sounding rude? I don't know why individuals would take it as if you were revealing something, because I review books all the time. And as a matter of fact, the last 2 books I read were classified as some kind of Christian genre. And let me tell you, Kim Brooks, She That Findeth, when I said so many juicy twists and turns in regards to dates and backstabbing and, actually addressing homosexuality, the whole 9 yards was in that Christian book. So for people to actually assume that you can write you can't, or maybe you shouldn't have certain aspects of your writing style, and then you add the genre being Christian, I'd have a problem with that,
Well, us as Christians, some of us can be holier than thou, but a lot of us don't want to be realistic and address the issue.
Yeah, don't want to reveal.
That this does happen in the church, and if you think about it, the majority of your preachers came from that type of background. So, I mean, it's a reality.
Yeah, and we need to wake up and drink a lot of coffee,
Right.
Wake up, smell the tea. And you know what? Not even wake up. Not let me say wake up, Yolanda, but open your eyes. Stop turning your head on so many things, because a lot of people know, but we put certain people on a pedestal, and certain things we turn our heads on.
Right. That's true.
Okay, so let's get into Delina's Adventure Series. Tell us about Delina. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
You are actually the
Yay!
first person to actually pronounce my grandchild's name correctly.
Oh.
Delina's Adventures is I've been thinking about doing a children's series for a long time.
Yeah,
for
you
years
have.
now, and because I've been so busy, I had never done it. And many know my story of how I got my granddaughter this past March. And I thought about it. Wait a minute. There's my answer right there. There's my character right there. She's a character in herself. So I am working on a children's series based on my 4-year-old granddaughter. And it's about her different adventures and her different experiences. And we're hopefully to come out in that in March of 2015. So.
Okay, that's super. Oh, Delina's Adventures. I love children's series, so I definitely will be looking forward to getting a copy of that and hopefully doing a review on it for you. Okay, so I see you also have another title coming up. The Tommy Lane Christian Fiction Thriller Series.
3737 Grimm Avenue. And it's funny, Audra, and you can attest to this because I've been working on this for a while. This came to, I started writing this way before I did actually before the Ray Rice incident happened. And this particular story is based on a domestic violence case that, not to give away the story, of course, you can probably guess kind of how the story ends, where the abuser gets what's coming to him, but it's not quite what they expect, what the audience is going to expect.
Okay. Now, I know your last book I read, and that was several years ago, and that book ended so good.
Which one?
And even though it was a fictional book, it was based on realism as well. And I think it was
27 Flagship Codes.
I want to go back even further. I know that it dealt with a lot of incest.
Yes. There were circumstances and revelations.
Yes, circumstances was so hot. I was like, wow, and it was so true. And it kind of put me in the mind of how everybody was mad at Toni Morrison for writing, and telling the truth about African Americans and the situation with incest, etc. And you told the truth and shamed the devil in Circumstances.
Well, then you're way behind, because I had a follow-up book to Circumstances, which was Revelations, and I've actually had another book since then. But in Revelations, you know how bad Barbara Jean was in Revelations. Circumstances.
Yes.
In Revelation, she comes down with an illness, and all of a sudden she needs her daughter. So it's a twist in that one as well.
Wow, I just bet. Okay, so now I guess we can go back up to the more recent books that we were talking about. We just finished discussing Delina's Adventures that's coming, and we were talking about the Tommy Lane Christian Fiction. And you said something about pages.
I said something about what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, 37 pages, the number? 37?
37,
Yes.
37 Grimm Avenue.
Okay.
That is the one about the domestic violence.
Okay. And I'm going to assume that that is the address that is actually taking place in. Am I correct or no?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Audra, and it wasn't until that you just said that I actually, my answer is yes, because I'll tell you where the titles from Tommy Lane Christian series, fiction series comes from is these are all addresses that I've either lived at or I've put in to actually buy these houses, and maybe it didn't go through for whatever reason. But 3737 Grimm Avenue is an address that I used to live at, and it is partially true because I used to live with someone at that address who was an abuser. So it was funny because I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned that. So, yes.
Wow. You know what? I'm not trying to. It's just probably the book lover in me, and I love a good book. And I'm thinking, okay, this address, it's got to be some significance to this address, and the reason why she utilized it in the book, and the fact that you have some kind of realistic attachment to the address. That's very powerful, Yolanda.
Yes, and it's funny because when I picked 3737 Grimm, of course the attachment to it was just places that I lived. I just took address. I was looking at my credit report one day, and I'm thinking, I've lived between Denver, Phoenix, San Diego, Dallas, and now North Carolina. You know, I've lived in a few places, so I'm like, okay, I can name my books after these titles. But like I said, 3737 Grimm happens to have that special connection.
Wow, can you tell us the main character's name in this book?
Her name is Vernissa.
Vernissa,
In the book,
okay.
but I'm thinking about changing, and I'll tell you why I'm thinking about changing Vernissa's name, because you have to be careful what you put out there because people do take names, or maybe it's just a coincidence that they use it. I was reading another book that I was reviewing, and the main character's name is Vernissa. I had did a book that I was going to title Karma, and I looked up, and another book was out named Karma. So right now the name is Vernissa, but just know that it's going to be changed.
So an addendum to be noticed, maybe revised.
Right.
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to assume because she's the main character that she is the one that is enduring the physical abuse, mental abuse?
She's the one that's enduring the physical abuse. This book basically, they're going to all be connected. The first one that came out of the Tommy Lane Christian thriller series was 27 Flagship Cove. That came out last year. And that basically what it is about a detective from Denver, Colorado, which is where I'm from, who moves to Greensboro, North Carolina, where I live now. And she has become a detective on the Greensboro Police Department, and she's going around solving these different crimes. So, for example, in 27 Flagship Cove, she is solving a mystery of a killer who is killing the prominent first lady of the first ladies of the prominent churches here in the Triad, and somehow they're all linked, and she can't figure out how they're linked. But as she goes on to solve the mystery and get closer to the killer, she realizes the case has a lot to do with her. So when we come over into 3737 Grimm, her and her girlfriends, as you'll see in the first book, they have these girlfriend weekends every month, and they go between San Diego, Greensboro, wherever the girls live. They'll host a girlfriend's weekend every month. So now they're in San Diego, and the girl that lives in San Diego happens to bring a new character on with her, and that's how she becomes, into the story. And the guy that she's dating that happens to live here in Greensboro, she starts to find out things about him, but he is the abuser. And that's as far as I'll go with that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that sounds like a great reader, thriller, chiller. And all that, something you can eat your cookies and drink your cocoa with or some wine.
And
But
be like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Exactly. So I know you, and I know you're a spiritual sister, and we've never met personally, but I've been loving you for so long. I know there's a reason, even though it's a fictional series, that you wanted to touch on domestic violence. Do you want to talk more about why you wrote this?
Honestly, until, like I said, you just made that point. I really didn't realize it, but I will tell everybody, a lot of authors, and maybe nowadays it may not be so true as it was back in the day when you used to ask an author, is that you in the book? And they're like, no. And I'm like, mostly everything that an author writes is either affected them personally, or someone they knew, or they heard about it. And like I said, it may not be the case now, but that was normally the case back then.
Yes,
so
it was.
Stories, they I'm in my story some way or the other. Now, in these particular mysteries, I'm the detective, but in some of these other issues in the same story, I'm also that person as well. So not only am I the detective in these stories, in this particular 3737 Graham Avenue, I am also partially the person that's being abused.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it takes courage and honesty, to admit to those things. But in the long run, this is a fictional book, but it's going to help another person, another woman. So I want to thank you for touching on it because, so many women hold so many things in, and, so many people are looking from the outside, and you never know what's going on in a person's home,
Exactly.
So for you to write this kind of book, believe it or not, you have all facets of women that have endured either mental abuse or physical abuse, despite of their status, whether housewife or a professional woman, career woman, businesswoman. Studies show that I want to say even 1 out of 3, because I saw the show last week and it was mind-blowing. 1 out of 3 has either endured in a relationship mental abuse or physical abuse. So it's definitely helping. It's going to help a lot of people.
And it's funny you say that because, I'm a kind of person when I read, I get into the characters, and they may or may not relate to me, but if they don't relate to me, I normally know someone in 90% of the cases where it's relatable. But when I came out with Circumstances, I had a publicist at the time, and of course, I don't do drama, but there was some drama, and I just kind of kicked her to the curb, and she told me that, you'll never sell another book in town. And I laughed at her because I had gotten an email from this lady, and I think I still have this email somewhere on a disc somewhere, who said she thought she was the only person going through this. She had never read a book like that, and it's about time that people in the church wake up and start helping people with this, because she said that she was on the verge of suicide. So
yes.
I told this publicist that I fired, it didn't matter if I sold another book or not. I did what I set out to do, and that was to reach somebody. And even if it was just that one person, I actually reached somebody. So that was my goal, and I reached it.
And it's funny that you said that because several weeks ago, I attended the Oprah weekend. You have to be careful about what you say or wish on anyone else.
Right.
Oprah was saying when you wish things that are not good on anyone else, it's automatically happening to you or it's going to happen to you.
Exactly.
So we have to be careful about the energy and the words that we throw out, against other people,
I agree.
Yeah. But back to that young lady who said, so you've already helped a young lady because she was contemplating suicide.
Exactly, yes.
Wow. Well, Yolanda, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and continue the other half of the show. Everybody, I hope you're listening. I am on the phone with author Yolanda Johnson Bryant. She's on the phone with me live from North Carolina, so don't go anywhere. It is the UrbanationRadio.com thing, okay? Worldwide thing. And I am hosting live in Detroit, so don't you go anywhere. Stay right there.
Welcome to Tim Hortons.
Come in and enjoy our relaxing environment with free Wi-Fi. Great service, fresh coffee. Try our sandwiches and breakfast items. We even have fresh baked products at 15109 Woodward Avenue, Highland Park, Michigan.
Are you under the care of a physician, unable to leave your home without assistance? Do you have a need for a skilled licensed professional? Look no further than Onyx Home Health Care. Onyx provides registered nurses, occupational therapists, diabetic management, and education programs, medical equipment and supplies, and much more. Visit OnyxHomeHealthCare.com and call 313-864-5060. At Onyx, we'll treat your loved ones like the precious gems they are.
Okay, I hope you're still with us, and I have my special author, entrepreneur, Yolanda M. Johnson Bryant, live on the Cooks and Books show. We are talking to her. Yolanda, are you here, lady?
I'm here.
All right, thank you for allowing us to take a quick break.
Sure.
You have accomplished so many things. I'm like, wow, I see Toastmaster. Now, for those who don't know what Toastmaster is, it's an organization that most professionals join when they are simply on top of their game. And we know that Yolanda is on top of her game. And I would just like to know, how long have you been a member of Toastmaster?
First, I want to laugh at you because I was on the top of my game until I got this 4-year-old granddaughter that I'm raising. And I don't know if I'm coming or going, but to answer your question, I have been in Toastmasters since March of 2010.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do they come about as far as providing resources for business individuals involved in the literary endeavors?
Well, actually, it wasn't directly wasn't a direct correlation, but I will say this. I've known about Toastmasters way back when. I used to be a stockbroker, and they used to offer to pay our dues for Toastmasters if we joined. And I was going to join, but I never did because I was always too busy. So I've known about the organization for a long time. It wasn't until I lived in northern Texas back in 2006, and I had a stroke, and it impaired my speech. So when I moved here to North Carolina and got married, I was at an entrepreneur conference, and I've always been an entrepreneur. So I was at an entrepreneur conference, and someone said, "Hey, why don't you come to Toastmasters?" Because my speech therapist at the time, right before I left Dallas, was not doing what I felt they should be doing for me. And I was talking fast, I was stuttering. I still kind of do it a little bit now, but I speak a lot better because of Toastmasters. So I kind of kicked that person to the curb. And when I got here, I joined Toastmasters out of a referral. And once I got into it, I went to a meeting one day, and I gave them my check that day. And I've been going ever since. I'm an addict. I've kind of slowed down. I'm still a member. But again, with that 4-year-old, I'm a little slow, but still, it's helped me gain business contacts. It's helped me network. I've gotten lots of clients out of Toastmasters. Some of my current clients are our Toastmasters because they are professional speakers like I'm a professional speaker, so they need help with what they're doing, whether it be helping them publish a business book or helping them with their marketing or things like that. And also any resources that I find or I come across, I try to share that with people.
And you do all the time. You really, really do. You're always on social media promoting and pumping what's going on. What is the next event that is going on in North Carolina with Yolanda?
Well, right now, Yolanda is not doing anything because Yolanda is going to slow down on her business side now that she has a 4-year-old, who I'm also, by the way, homeschooling. But what I'm going to do is, Audra, and I think I've told you this before, I have spent so many years helping others who have gone on to become bestsellers and, they've got 20, 30 books out, and I put myself by the wayside. So in 2015, Yolanda is working on the books that we mentioned. I'm also working on my business branding books, and also one book I'm sure you probably didn't see is called Accepting Baby Mama Discounts, Expecting Wifey Benefits is a book that I'm working
Whoa.
on.
Can we
Yeah.
repeat that? Oh, my goodness. Say that again.
It's Accepting Baby Mama Discount, Expecting Wifey Benefits. And I initially started writing this. My son's baby's mother, and I hate saying that term because that term to me just sounds so ghetto, but it's a reality.
If Michelle Obama can say it, you know.
Right. So, but I just thought about how, she's now had a baby by a second man. And, even going back to my daughter, although both of her kids are by the same man, I'm thinking about all these women who were having these different kids by these different men. They get with these men who are broken, don't have anything going for them, not, excuse my language, a pot to piss out of. And they think once they trap them with a baby, they can get them to do what they want to.
Sure.
They're asking for wifey benefits. You're not a wife. Stop asking. This person was this way when you got with him. Don't try to, ask for this now. You should have worked with him or waited for him to get his stuff together, not jump into a relationship. Well, okay, now he's going to change. He's going to give me his paycheck. He's going to take care of me. Honey, them are wifey benefits. Them ain't baby mama discounts.
Wow.
And what really got me working on it more was I went personally with another personal connection too. My daughter, how much time do we have? I'll
Keep talking. We have a few minutes. Keep talking.
What really brought it home for me is, like I said, I'm writing a book called Grandma Isms too, and it talks about how I got my granddaughter. But in the baby mama drama book, I talk about how my daughter went from man to man, and back in February, she left my grandson and my granddaughter in a motel room with a man she's only known for 2 months. And
wow.
he murdered my grandson, which is why I have my granddaughter. So I talk about that a little bit in that book, but I decided also to make that an entire book on itself. I'm not sure if you see me online doing the grandma-isms and things like that, but I'm going to turn that story into a book called Grandma-isms. But I do touch on it in the other book because a lot of times these women, plus, they're leaving their kids with these men they don't know, or they're bringing these men around their kids. They're not their father, and you don't know what's going on today. These people are crazy.
Right.
So I touch on a lot of that in this book.
Okay. And I think so before our interview comes to a conclusion, because we got to start the cook portion of the show, Yolanda, that you have so many women that are just broken as well. Broken people get together, broken men, broken women,
Right.
looking for love and in the wrong ways, in the wrong
Right.
places. And I don't know why women still think in 2014 that a baby will make a man stay. That, if anything, is going to make him run, especially if he's not committed or
Right.
loves you.
Right.
So, Yolanda, give everybody your website. I want to thank you for being on my show today. And Big Sis, will you come back?
You just call me back, and I'll be back. I'm sorry I was so rushed, but I have a 4-year-old running around, and she keeps opening this store. But my website is YolandaMJohnson.com, and look for Delina, DELINA, creates.com. It's out there, but look for it to be up and running by the first of the year.
All right. Well, Yolanda, it's been great. We're going to have you on soon. Thank you for being my featured author and representing the book portion of my show today, this evening.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to the second half of the show.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, we are done with the book, and we're going to get ready for the cook. So we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to take a commercial break, and I'm going to bring in Detroit's one and only Grant Lancaster, owner of City Wings. We're going to talk about him and his love for making food. So stay right here, www.urbannationradio.com. Adrian Young with the Cooks and Books Show. Be right back.
5, 6, 7.
Twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Yeah!
Look at Hercules. How it feel to do your first Enjoy Detroit event? Feel good. Like doing something.
Hey everybody, we are back. Thank you for joining me for my book portion of the show. But and I tell you this every week, Adra is a greedy lady. And we are going to get into the cook portion of the show. And everybody, look who we have in the house. Busy man, busy person, takes care of business. But he said, you know what, Adra, I will definitely come in and talk about my famous wings on the Cooks and Books show. So Detroit, world, all urban countries. Did I say urban countries? Yes, I did. Urban cities. I want to give it up for Detroit's own Grant Lancaster, owner of City Wings. Hey there.
What's happening?
Man, that chicken's smelling so good.
Oh, absolutely. It's fresh off the grill. You know, that's how we do it.
Wow. Everybody is talking about City Wings. And as greedy as I am, I'm disappointed that I didn't know about it.
Well, you know, we opened 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been a slow simmer.
Okay.
You know, we started out, it's all family, first of all. You know, me, a few of my cousins and my sister are there. And no one else had restaurant business experience.
Okay.
So, you know, we couldn't open the doors and just say, everybody come on in.
Yeah, we can't do the
We
Kool-Aid.
Right. We had to, you know, get our sea legs under us first.
Okay.
You know, so once I got them on the roll and everybody kind of knows what they're doing, but even from the first day, you know, we've been growing every day, every week, every month. So
You're blowing up. I mean, because I've did my research. You have numerous amounts of reviews, and people are saying it is the best. That's why I can't really wait till the show is over with, because you know I love the after party portion because I get to eat and talk to my guests. But everybody is talking about the mean wings that you make, so I gotta ask you, family recipe. Tell me about the history. I know we will never know because we can't give our secrets away, but how far does this chicken wing recipe actually go back to?
They go back, let me see, the first City Wings, I'm a product of an HBCU. I went to Howard University.
Whoop, whoop.
The first City Wings actually opened in D.C. in 1994.
Okay.
So they go back that far. You know, and it's just me and some friends got together. We wanted to open a business, and we had a few recipes, put together a restaurant. And it was there from 94 till 2000.
And that's not bad for some college kids coming together doing an experiment,
Right.
saying let's do this, because that's a 6-year span.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if, you know, if we had kept the same vision, we probably would still have been rolling. You know what I mean, all the way till now.
Okay.
But it's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard as you're. I mean, we were young, you know, still growing, and just kind of grew apart and splintered a little bit. But now, you know, I'm captain of the ship.
All right.
You know,
now.
just me and the fam, and we rolling strong. You know, like I said, there's 18 flavors. You know, I'm trying to get to 20.
18 flavors.
So-
Well, let's talk about the flavors, because I got the fever for the flavor for some good food,
Yes,
especially
ma'am.
some good chicken.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we do the traditional buffalo. Well, not necessarily a traditional buffalo. Most people think the buffalo wings are just in a sauce, but real buffalo wings have a spice associated with them. Now, I make my own spices, so our buffalo spice is unique to City Wings. You'll never taste a spice like the one that we have.
Because it's actually made by you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
hear that? He makes it, so he doesn't go and buy it.
Yes, ma'am.
He creates it.
And then it's the process that we do. If you come into the store, as soon as you come in, the kitchen is wide open. so everybody can see everything that we're doing. There's a a little show associated with making your wings come to life. We drop naked chicken, no seasoning, no flour. It's all Amish chicken. So and we fry in canola oil. So the frying is just a process to cook the chicken. Once you cook it, we actually use a wok, and we flip the wings in a wok. You add everything that you need to add.
So
depending
it
on-
saturates
Yes, ma'am.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
And
okay.
so there's a heating element. There's a spice element. There's
This is an
the hot
art.
sauce. There's the butter. Yes, ma'am.
This is a real
Yes,
art.
ma'am.
And
And,
when you
uh,
said wok, I could envision it.
Yes, ma'am. And it's not a wok with a spoon. It's actually a Mandarin wok that has a
Yeah,
handle.
I know,
So
like-
you're shaking it up and you flipping the wings in the air, and it's a pretty good show. Looking at it from the outside.
I just bet it
Yes, ma'am.
is.
And then,
Oh
like
my
I said,
goodness.
We do 18 flavors: 4 buffaloes, mild, medium, hot, and knockout.
Tell me about
barbecues.
knockout.
Knockout. Okay, knockout is the hottest wing that we serve.
Okay.
It's hotter than most people want their spicy food.
So that's for the
You know,
man
that's-
versus
that's-
food challenge or
right,
something
that's
like
for that
that.
guy.
Okay.
But it's not spicy without the flavor. You know what I mean? Most places when you go there and you get the atomic or you get the, volcano or whatever you get,
All you get is the heat.
All you get is heat. We give you the flavor and the heat. We're all about flavor.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
our motto. What's your flavor? So that's how we roll. We do a curry, we do a Caribbean jerk, we do a honey mustard, lemon pepper, all the traditional stuff, barbecue, and what else do we? Sweet chili.
Sweet chili.
Yeah.
Now, tell me what goes on the sweet chili, because I've not had that flavor.
Well, sweet chili is kind of a glaze, and it's got a little bit of buffalo on it, so it's got a little bit of heat, and it's got some sweetness to it. The sweetness comes from the glaze that's got a honey base. So, you add those two things together, flip it around, add a little butter and hot sauce. And when you use hot sauce, people, if you're making wings, please use Frank's.
Uh-oh.
Don't use any other hot sauce, because Frank's is the only one that makes the wings right.
Well, okay. And I guess from somebody that is known for not only making the best wing in Detroit, but the best wing in the state, we probably need to listen to Grant. So, Grant, you said you had a time span at where you attended the University of Howard.
Yes, ma'am.
It was open for 6 years. When did it actually open here?
It opened here September 22nd of 2010.
So you just came upon an anniversary then.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a sweet
Just had our
deal.
birthday year.
Yay!
you
Five.
so
Hey,
much.
you don't. For those who don't understand business, to make 5 years and still be open
Absolutely.
is a blessing, and it means you must be doing well, because we see so many things, especially restaurants, here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah, restaurants are probably the most volatile business out there. You can't get money from a bank for them. It's really difficult to open a restaurant and keep it open. But because we are who we are and we do what we do, and the people like us, we come in, we treat everybody like family, or at least attempt to.
Yeah.
Nobody's 100, but we try to treat everybody like family. The people come in, they like us, and more importantly, they like what we do.
No, but I like what they do too. I smell it from the bag. I can almost tell I'm going to love what they do when this interview ends. Okay, so I understand you have promotions going. And what I like about not only your food, and everybody says that it's good, it's affordable. And people, the reality is now, chicken wings are almost like a luxury. I mean, chicken wings are expensive. Like the most expensive piece on the chicken right now is the wing.
Yes, ma'am. Well, people are buying wings from everywhere, and deservedly, you shouldn't buy wings from everywhere, because not every wing is deserved of being bought.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's just put it out there. We do a discount for Wayne State students because they're right in our wheelhouse.
And that's beautiful. So that's giving back.
Yeah, and then our prices, if you compare our prices to the other people that do what we do, I don't want to mention their names, but, they're out there on 8 Mile and wherever they are. So if you compare our prices to theirs, we're probably, 30% less, I mean, but it's a better grade of chicken. Like I said, it's all Amish, no antibiotics at all.
Yeah, so he's educating us now.
We took a lot of care. It took 12 years for this thing to come to fruition.
Okay.
So in those 12 years, we plotted and planned and plotted and planned, and we got it to a point where it's the absolute best product that we could put on the market.
And people are saying that, and you have to go by reviews, and your reviews just blew me up. I pulled you up,
Yes.
and I seen reviews just going up, and all kinds of fours, and best chicken I tasted. And I'm like, and he's going to be on the show, and I'm so looking forward to it. But you were also on the news. I want to say, was that a year ago you were on the news?
We were on the news.
Congratulations.
A couple times.
Okay, but
You
the
know,
most recent one?
most recent was probably when was it? Last Labor Day.
Okay.
Yeah, we were on Channel 4 last Labor Day, and actually they've called us several times since to order food and cater events over there at Channel 4. And you know, we were on there and did the little cooking segment and did the Channel 2 cooking segment. Show called Detroit Eats we did, and then there was another show called Dining in the D that we did. And all, you know, all that stuff is online. I'm sure you can find the clips if you look for them.
Definitely will. So we're going to take a commercial break, but everybody, we've got Detroit's own Grant Lancaster in the Urban Nation Radio studio. If you would like to ask him a question, there was one young lady earlier on my page who said, you know, my car broke down and there was a McDonald's and there was City Wings, Grant's City Wings, and she said she was glad that she went in City Wings because it was like the best chicken she ever had. So we're going to take a break real quick. We're going to pull out this chicken and he's going to talk to us a little bit more, so stay here. Don't you go anywhere.
Are you under the care of a physician, unable to leave your home without assistance? Do you have a need for a skilled licensed professional? Look no further than Onyx Home Health Care. Onyx provides registered nurses, occupational therapists, diabetic management, and education programs, medical equipment and supplies, and much more. Visit OnyxHomeHealthCare.com and call 313-864-5060. At Onyx, we'll treat your loved ones like the precious gems they are.
Come in and enjoy our relaxing environment with free Wi-Fi, great service, fresh coffee. Try our sandwiches and breakfast items. We even have fresh baked products at 15109 Woodward Avenue, Highland Park, Michigan.
Everybody, we are back, but have we got something on the table for you? It's got my nose just so happy. I'm smelling all kinds of seasons, and it looks like we have 4 authentic flavors of chicken. Of course, created by Detroit's own Grant Lancaster. So, Grant, I want to start right here with this curry, because I would have never thought I've had curry chicken, but I've never would have said or thought curry wings.
Right.
So tell us about it.
Well, curry is a different kind of flavor. You know, it's a traditional. Well, there's two. There's a Jamaican curry and then there's an Indian curry. That's a Jamaican curry right there.
Okay.
You know, it's a mild flavor. It's got a little bit of spice to it. It's the best thing I can tell you about it is the taste is exotic. That's the best thing I can tell you about it. It's a really, really sexy flavor.
Okay. Sexy flavor. And that one, I don't know. I was thinking Indian, but you said that's Jamaican curry.
Yeah, that's Jamaican
So
curry.
you're educating me. So Jamaican curry is yellow, just like Indian curry, or what made it turn yellow?
They both have a yellow curry and a green curry. It just
Okay.
kind of depends on which one you use. I just chose that yellow one because to me it has a better flavor.
Okay. So you can go with the next one and break it down to the audience.
Right.
So we got here.
Right here, this is the lemon pepper lemon pepper, that's just what it is. You know, we all the flavors generally start with a base of butter and hot sauce, and then there's some sort of, like for the lemon pepper, there's a lemon juice that goes in, and then we add the lemon pepper spice.
Now, I've had lemon pepper wings, but I would have never thought, because everybody kind of over seasons them with that
Right.
actual lemon pepper season.
Right.
But Grant, I would have never thought to put lemon on chicken.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, lemon and chicken are that's one of the best flavors out there.
Well, okay. And then our third selection,
Third selection is Parmesan and garlic.
Italian.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
actually our best seller. You know, I think people just like to say Parmesan and garlic because it sounds so good coming off the tongue, and the flavor is really, really good too. But it's real garlic, and it's real Parmesan. It's not a sauce. You know, we don't do sauces other than barbecue, and then we do the glaze for the sweet chili. Everything else is a spice.
You know why I like that? Because you can't hide whether the chicken is good
Absolutely.
with a dip.
Absolutely.
So
You're gonna get the flavor throughout. You know, because we fry the wings in the grease, and as soon as they come out of the grease, they're going into the wok. So if you know anything about cooking, as that chicken starts to cool, those flavors are gonna get in there. The best time to season fried chicken is right after it comes out of the grease. So,
whoa.
You know,
I didn't know that. I'm
when you do
learning
it the way
so
that we
much
do it,
today.
when you do it the way that we do it, it makes a whole lot of difference.
Now, what? Because sometimes, you can buy chicken
Yes, ma'am.
and it can be deceiving. What's your secret for not overcooking it? Or can you explain it to me? Because I've bitten into certain people's wings and I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yes, ma'am.
my tooth is about to come out.
Well, you know, it's a couple of things. You know, obviously the timing of it, you know, the quality of the oil, how clean the oil is, how often it's changed. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, you have to move chicken around when it's, you know, if you ever fry chicken in a deep fryer, you know, it's in a basket. So you have to move that chicken around, otherwise it just kind of sticks together and it doesn't get done in the middle. So when you do pull it out, you got to shake it around and then dip it back in there after it's already done. You know, we move it around while it's cooking so that the chicken cooks evenly. You know, and you know, it just makes, the timing just makes for the perfect wing.
Okay, and lastly, I think we went through a 3. What's this baby back here?
The
What
last
did you-
flavor is hot. That's
Yeah, baby.
Now that's the stop before you get to KO.
The man
So,
versus.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
mhm.
Super duper.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you know what else I wanted to talk to you about? You have a couples thing going on, and I saw it on the menu, and I just thought that's so wonderful because I know that you look out for the college community. And let's say you go to college, and a lot of college students don't have a lot of money, but I peeped that 2 for $20-something dollars.
there's
Tell
date
us what
night for
comes with that, and that's a great price, by the way.
The date night for 2 is 30
Oh,
pieces.
everybody hear that? Say it again, Grant.
The date night for 2.
The date night for 2.
Date night for 2 comes with 30 pieces, 2 French fries, and then 2 drinks. And you can always substitute the French fries if you trying to watch your figure or whatever, or you just don't like French fries. You could get the mac and cheese, green beans, potato salad, whatever else we serve.
And I was gonna ask you that because the rumor has it. Now I'm a sweet treat lady. You do a mean cake over there too.
Oh, absolutely. Best cakes in the city. We do the sweet potato pie is legendary, and then we also do a banana pudding made from scratch, not from Jell-O. Then we
He put that in there.
That's right, because not everybody does.
Yeah,
it.
you're so right.
And then we do a carrot cake, we do a chocolate mocha cake, and we do a cherry pound cake.
Cherry pound cake?
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds quite original. But let's go back to this banana pudding.
Yes, ma'am.
You make a homemade
Yes,
banana
ma'am.
pudding without Bill Cosby's help.
Right.
That's what you're telling me.
Right. We actually make a custard. We actually make custard. We layer the banana pudding. We layer it, make the custard, pour the custard on top, and then top it with wafers.
And I love wafers.
Yes, ma'am. And it's we all love wafers. So the wafers are generally the most important part of banana pudding. Let's just keep it real. So there's enough wafers. There's just enough banana. It's like the perfect.
Especially when they crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good grief. So you're making cakes. You got the date night special. You're coming on 5 years. Tell me briefly your future goals, maybe your 1 or 2 goals for City Wings.
You know, we're thinking franchise. You know, we would love to branch out into other markets, just to see what we can do. You know, we think that this is a product that you can put anywhere, and it's going to do exactly what it does here. Same thing it did in DC. Same thing it'll do in Arkansas or wherever we're fortunate enough to be able to go. So franchising is definitely something that's on the map. But, you know, just expanding where we are, you know, expanding our menu is something that we want to do, you know, but, you know.
If you ever want a taster,
Absolutely.
give me a call.
Yeah. And actually, we, due to popular demand, is funny. Like, we're opening on Sundays. Generally, we've been closed on Sundays.
But it's football
4 years.
season.
For 4 years, we've been closed on Sundays, every Sunday, with the exception of Super Bowl Sunday. This year, starting in 3 days, Sunday's going to be the first Sunday that we're open. October.
So that's telling you something. So
yes,
you're in
ma'am.
demand.
Yes, ma'am. People come in all the time and they ask us about Sundays. So now, Detroit, you have it. We're open on Sunday.
Did you hear that? You want a chicken wing? You want a couple special?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go on in and get you some chicken wings and treats from Grant. Well, gosh, Grant, the time has come to an end. The interviews usually go fast. Why don't you give everybody your website and let them know where they can get a online order at?
Yes, ma'am. The website is citywingsinc.com, CITYWINGSINC.com. And you can go there. The menu is there. The online ordering service is, we had to scrap that for the time being, but you can get the menu right on there. Call us.
I was going to say
Yeah,
that I'm the
we'll
call
place it right
queen,
there.
so
Yeah.
give them the number.
Place
You
it
want to
there,
place
the
some chicken wings? Going to get some tomorrow for lunch, or are you open tonight as well,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am. We're open until 8 tonight.
Okay, give
On
them
Fridays.
that number.
The number is 313-871-2489, and we're located at 2896 West Grand Boulevard. That's in Detroit, Michigan, in New Center.
Well, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for this good chicken I'm about to get into. You're a gentleman, most gracious person. I want to thank you for considering the kids in the college district and giving them some discounts.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for making it, surviving. Entrepreneurship can be a challenge at times, but your company has lasted 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And you got the family love going on.
Yes, ma'am. Detroit has been wonderful to us, and we're gonna try to stay wonderful, continue to be wonderful to Detroit. So.
All right. Well, it has been a pleasure having you. Maybe you can come back and see me next year or something.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Well, you've had it. You heard it from the man's mouth himself, Grant Lancaster, owner of City Wings, the best chicken wings in the state of Michigan. Our interview has come to an end. Once again, I want to thank you for being a listener to the Cooks and Books Show with your host, Adrian Young. I want to give thanks to my featured author for allowing us to do a telephone conference today, Author Yolanda Bryant Johnson. And last but not least, our owner, Grant Lancaster, owner of City Wings. I want everybody to have a safe weekend. Enjoy this weather while you can, because you know in Detroit it will leave us soon. And join me again next week. Now remember, we're going to have a special show next week because we will be doing the Cooks and Books Show and several other radio shows from Mexican Village. So please join us as we pump it up for African Americans to vote and Hispanics. So if you have time next Thursday from 4 to 8, please join us at Mexican Village on Bagley. All right. Hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Say bye, Grant.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Praising me that's gonna reach the heavenly. But I need somebody that is not ashamed to praise with me. I gotta sing, I gotta shout, I gotta let it out. Wake up, don't die, and this is your time. Hands up! Let me hear you pray.